Hi, it's Warren Huart here. Hope you're doing marvellously well. In today's episode, we're going to do a wonderful giveaway of not one, but two products, and we're going to review them. So as ever, please subscribe, go to producelikeapro.com, sign up for the email list. You get a whole bunch of free goodies, and here we go. So what do we have? We have an Audient iD14. The lovely folks at Audient have given us more stuff to give away. What's wonderful about this is it has two XLRs on the back, so we can add, an additional microphone from the other one we reviewed last week. But this is what's cool, is there's an optical in. That would be like an ADAT light pipe optical in. You remember those? Anybody over the age of about 35 might remember. Oh no, 90s, 20 years ago. Yeah, maybe 35, 40, you'll remember ADATs. So that is beautiful. But this is the fun thing. Oh goodness, this weighs a lot. It is an 8-channel mic pre. So this is an 8-channel mic pre. So basically, this setup here can record your drums. My drum setup is kick, snare top, snare bottom, tom-toms. That's 5, 6, 7 mics, 8 for the hi-hat. So I use 8 mics on my drums. I don't have a room mic up. So this can record your drums. Plus, you can still use the two inputs on this at the same time on the iD14. So you'll have a total of 10 inputs. So combine this with your computer and DAW, you are making rock and roll history. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to open it up and have a quick try of it and have some fun and see the usability and what it all does. And then there's going to be a link down below and you can win this beauty. Okay, so let's try it out. So here it is, the iD14. Let's open it up. We have a manual. That's my English friends. Thank you for purchasing this Audient product. Okay, very nice. We have the unit itself. Looks like there's a power supply and USB cable. Okay, so what do we have on this? We have a DI input. We have a pair of headphones. We have 2 mic pre's in it, of which both have XLR and line inputs on it. So that's cool. So you've got a DI on the front, which is going to be good for guitars, electric guitars and basses. And then on the back, you've got 2 line inputs, which you can use for keyboards, etc. Then you've got line outputs to go to your speakers. But this is the magic thing here, the optical, the old ADAT light pipe cable. And we went out and bought one for you. So when you win this, you get the cable as well. So here we have the ASP800. I like this. It's got some weight to it. 8-channel microphone preamplifier with ADC, HMX, and iron. I don't know what AMX, HMX, or iron is yet. See if we can find out. Get creative. Oh, I like that. That's a nice statement. Okay. Nice packaging. Another manual on top. Quick start guide. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. And I like how well it's packed. I actually feel like this might be able to ship. Power cable in the back there, I see. This is substantial. They put some work and time into this. So we'll get it out. Remember, this is the one unit that we've been given to give away. So when you get it, this will be the one that I've used one time for the video. Okay, so I'll try my best to not rip everything to pieces. Okay, great. So here it is. Whew. Like I said, it's not light, which is a nice sign, isn't it? It feels like it's actually built really, really well. Okay, so let's have a look. So we got gain, MOSFET drive, magnetic drive. Gain, MOSFET drive, magnetic drive. So this is, I don't know, it looks like it's going to be like different kinds of saturation and stuff. I don't know yet. I haven't read the manual and I haven't used it yet. I know a good friend of mine, Glenn Fricker, you know Glenn, he has a tendency, he knows everything about it before he goes in. He's much smarter than me. No, I like to, I'm just a dude. I like to plug it in and try it out and see what it does. But looking at this here with these particular mic channels, it looks like they've got some coloration knobs, saturation knobs here that we're going to try out. We've got the HMX here, we've got the iron here, If I was to guess what I meant, I would say transformer. So it either is a transformer or it's a simulation of a transformer. 48 volt, obviously for phantom. Polarity reversal, you know, change the phase, flip the polarity here. There's a pad, which is nice. There's the HMX, and then there's the iron. So and it looks like they can both be on at the same time, so that'll be fun. So 2 identical channels with that, with DI on the front. Have a quick look on the back. So it's all mic and line inputs on the back, of which, of course, there's 8 of them. Then, of course, there is, there's 2 optical outs. Interesting. So you could probably daisy chain them. Then you've got a nice DB25 there, which is very pro. Got a word clock in as well. That's pretty tasty. And you've got impedance settings here. This is pretty, honestly, well built and pretty comprehensive. It's kind of, for a home market piece, it's pretty pro, you know, as far as build quality and functions. Pretty nice. Okay, phantom and pad on every channel, which for, you know, if I'm doing a drum kit, I might put the kick and the snare through here and then everything else through there. You know, or you could just not use the coloration and then keep it all identical sounding, but pretty tasty. So 6 channels of that. At the very end, you've got sample rate from 96K down to 44.1. That's kind of nice. So really, really rather good. I like it. We're going to try it out. So for the astute members of the YouTube community, you may notice something. I've changed my shirt. Now, why have I changed my shirt? That's because it is no longer the same time. It is now actually a different day. So we were filming the other day between sessions, and we didn't get to finish it because our client arrived, and we also had to download this. Here it is. So this software here allows us more control, as you can see, which is wonderful. But most importantly, it allows us to select ADAT digital in here and also optical there. So that meant now these 2 units sync up. Okay, so now that we clarified that. So that's a free software that you download from the website. So those of you that, well, when you win this, whoever wins this, that is what you will do. Okay, so what have I got going on here? I've got my usual, I've got my Lewitt LCT 340 pointed at my inexpensive Yamaha LL6. So it's pointing at the LL6 here. Couldn't remember the model name until I looked. Anyway, it's pointing here, lower part of the guitar. As you know, it's a favorite position of mine. I have been doing it for years, and I've noticed a few people now are talking about it, which is lovely. It's an old BBC trick from years ago. Obviously, if I go here, it's too boomy. Here, it's quite sweet. Okay, so a couple of things. I can go into record here on my acoustic channel, which is ADAT1, which would be this channel here, because this is mic pre 1, mic pre 2, then mic pre 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 mic pre's. But the second, of course, are the ADAT. So they appear in my session as ADAT. Now you might notice something. You can hear me playing, but it's muted in Pro Tools. So why would that be? Well, like a lot of these interfaces, they have their own mixer. So here it is. Now, you might say, why would they have their own mixer? Well, it's a nice idea because basically that is the direct feed off the mic pre. Hence, no latency. I think we set it to the lowest latency anyway, but it's completely direct. It's very easy to play. I don't feel any latency at all. Usually I find when you do like fast, doing something like that with latency on a guitar is, so frustrating. None whatsoever. Okay, so we're going to do a little jazziness here, of course. So I'm going to adjust the volume here. It's printing pretty well. But let's try something else. So let's see what these functions do. So this HMX is supposed to simulate like Tube's 60 sound, they say in... You definitely hear overdriving. When in doubt, go maximum. A little ugly on acoustics. Let's try it back here. Take it off. It's nice. I don't know if I would use it on acoustics, but this one's supposed to be a 70s one. Iron would be transformer based. I like that. That's nice. It says sparkle and growl. I'm going to go for sparkle. Take it off. Put it on. It's slightly more even in tone. It's definitely coloring it, and it's nice to have things color. Let's go up to the growl, let's crank it. And it's overloading quite. My guess is every instrument will have its own thing that it sounds better on. You know, like anything, you might like that distortion on a tambourine, for instance, but on the acoustic, I'm gonna, you know, I'm sort of torn between where it says sparkle here and without it. You know what? On the acoustic, I'm going to leave it off. It might be nice on the single note stuff. Now, seeing as it was yesterday I built this groove, let's see if I can remember what it was. Here we go. Okay, so it was a little Steely Dan-y, jazzy thing. Cool. So that's kind of fun. I am going to do my usual. So I'm going to Shift Option D, duplicate it. I'll pan one way, and I'll pan the old one over here. So we'll have one pan left, one pan right, and that would probably make sense to pan it right. There you go, on the mixer. I like this. You've got overall control here. You've got your headphone volume. It's pretty nicely laid out. Makes perfect sense. Optical in, mic line in, DAW mixers or DAW mixers. And let's try it. Okay, so it was a little Steely Dan-y, jazzy thing. Great. Okay, so there's a little bit of fun there. We probably don't need me talking along at the beginning, although it adds a little bit of interest. Okay, so now I'm going to try something. Let's go to our second mic pre, just for schniggles. We're going to go into the DI, and we're going to try a DI bass through it and see how that feels. So far, it sounds good. It sounds really good, easy to use. Once I downloaded that software and I've got that ability, that was really cool to be able to mix there. I like the control you have there. Remember, this is the first time I've ever used it. You know how I am. When I open this stuff up, we just open it up and try it. So it has to be simple for my simple guitar player brain to think of. You know, it can't be too complicated. Okay, so I have a PVT-40. It's a beauty. These have gone up in value considerably over the last year or two, which is a shame. Although I have mine, so I'm happy. This is a beast. I love this bass. I love this neck. It weighs a frickin' ton, though. I don't know if I'd want to go and play a show with it these days. When I was a kid, it was fine, but... just a beast, and it's such a good sounding bass. Anyway, hats off to Hartley PV on this one. Okay, so let's go back, and we've now coming in input number 2, which is this mic pre here. So here it is. Pretty a bit more level. Okay, so there's a nice bottom end from the bass. All right, so let's try, I want to go to the HMX here. Off, on, oh, overdrive's a bit too much. There, the bottom end is breathing. Okay, so we like that setting, so we'll leave it. Let's go to the iron. Back to this. What's to stop us from having both together? Okay, it's pretty cool. Okay, so I'd just like to mess around and come up with something, and that's what we did. I'm going to get a little bit more level on it. So I'm unmuting this acoustic here so we can hear it. Have a listen. So it seems like my bass could overdrive this mic pre just a little bit. Too much. So I'm bringing it back just a little bit. Great. Okay. All right, fun little steely dandy little piece there. Okay, I'm gonna do some electrics. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go back to, you know what, I'm gonna go over here to the standard channel where we hardly have any controls and just see how that sounds. So we'll go to channel 3 and we'll put a 57 on an amp and we'll play some electric guitars. Okay, I'm quite excited here. So actually I decided not to go to channel 3, decided to go to channel 1 because channel 1 of course has the HMX and the iron, and I want to play around with these on the electric guitar because I think that extra grit and grind is probably very suited for things like electric guitars. So we have, as per usual, my good old-fashioned Yamaha Pacifica $600 guitar, which I use every day. I love dearly. You know I love it. Wilkinson, bridge, Grover machine heads, Seymour Duncan pickups, solid piece of wood, $600. Need I say more? So the amp's set up a little, put some reverb on this thing, put some tone on this. So that's the amp clean. Actually, I'm going to try a take like that. Let's have a listen to it with the headphones. Let's go ahead and record, obviously. Turn on that channel. Center it. I'm going to take a guess that it's option click. Yay! Same as everything else. So if you click on option on it, it defaults and goes back into the middle, which is nice. Nice. All right. That was a lot of fun. And we weren't even listening to the bass. That was pretty frickin' fun. And I'm just gonna have one more go. Now I've got the bass in, so new playlist. I love just having, you know, on the fly. Give a little bit more gain. And I'm gonna put in the iron. And I'm gonna put it on growl. That's a lot of fun. I didn't even really experiment, but I like it. So let's have a listen. I'm gonna hit the preamp harder. Definitely compressing. It's peaking on here, but it's not peaking in Pro Tools. It's kind of... El Lyco. All right, so I'm gonna have one more time. You tell I'm having too much fun here. I'm now on my third pass of the electric. This is good. It's great for guitars, great for electrics. I wonder if that's what they intended it for. right, so it's pretty cool. I mean, it sounds compressed, it sounds distorted, but it sounds thick. Wasn't that pretty on the bass unless it was pulled back. It definitely wasn't my favorite thing on an acoustic guitar, but on electric, it's pretty freaking awesome. Okay, I like that. All right, so I'm gonna go Shift, Option, D, and duplicate that playlist. Now, and I'm gonna bring it down a little bit because it's pretty loud. It was a pretty thick sound. And let's call this solo. What does that mean? It means I'm going to have some fun with it, and I'm going to play a solo. So it's already driving. This is driving pretty hot. Let's try the HMX. Ooh. This is electric guitar, very friendly to electric guitarists. So why have one when you can do two? So now I have the HMX and the iron on together. Okay, let me bring down the gain on the fuzz so we don't kill ourselves. Love that fuzz sound. Okay. I don't want to sound like a broken record in the last 10 minutes of me using this, but this on electric guitars is pretty sweet. Okay, I had no idea what I was doing there. You could probably tell. So I'm going to have one more for the kids, just because I can. Oh, okay. I'm like a big kid here. You know what big kids do? They come in and they group all of this stuff together and they do Apple G and they call it, I don't know, group 1. And then they go into grid mode and they listen and then they get a section like this of, let's say, 12 bars, and they do Option R and they go 3, and then they create a lot of the same section so that they can become totally self-indulgent and play lots and lots of guitar solos. You can tell I'm having too much fun. Am I a big kid or what? Okay, so obviously there's loads of things at play here. Love playing this guitar, love this Hotfuzz pedal, love the Carl Martin delay. These are all my favorite things. Little Roadie amp's really, really cool. But we're hardly driving the Roadie amp, so that's the big deal. Look at where the gain is set here. It's set like, you know, if I show this to Carl Martin, they'd be very upset with me because this is not how to make this amp sound that good. It's hard to tell through my little thing, but it's set really, really low. I mean, if we just go to this mic for a second, I can talk over it and it pretty much disappears. So, what is making it sound a little less fizzy and a little less kind of these controls. These are really good. Now, I didn't like them on acoustic that much. On the bass, I felt like as soon as I pushed it too hard, it kind of farted out on the bottom end. That happens a lot with distortions of any description. Saturations, simulations, they tend to kind of, oftentimes the bottom end farts out a little bit. But on electric guitar, these are awesome. And it was awesome just on that clean sound. If you go back and listen to that clean sound there, it just thickened it up without it getting too kind of crunchy. So really, really smart. I could also imagine on a vocal where you don't have super lows unless you're recording Barry White, could be really, really good on a vocal as well. So, wow, great stuff. So what we've got here is we have the Audient ID14 and we have the ASP800, which is the 8-channel mic pre. Two of these channels have the HMX and iron controls here, which for saturation, which we have 2 of them, and then another 6 channels without that, plus of course you have the 2 channels inside of there. So what does that mean? That means it's pretty much a ready-to-go recording system. If you have your own DAW, you can make rock and roll. You can make dance music, you can make anything. But it's really good. We've been at this for about half an hour. I've had a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it. So what do? You enter the raffle below as ever. Just enter the raffle. It's open to everyone all over the world. We end up shipping all of these competitions out everywhere. They've been to Malaysia, Germany, Britain, Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, you name it. They go all over the world. France, Germany. So please enter. We ship truly internationally. I'm very, very excited. I'm really impressed with this little device here. Once again, for the 15th time, pretty special on electric guitars. It's almost worth having just for tracking on electric guitars. They should sell that as a standalone mic pre. Now, of course, there's going to be 100 comments below saying, yes, they do, because they probably do. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. You can tell I had a really, really great time with it. I love discovering little gems like this, little fun things that they can do. It's very exciting. And as ever, please subscribe, go to producelikeapro.com, sign up for the email list, try the 14-day free trial, try the $17 a month only Academy membership, which is pretty fantastic. And of course, enter to win this lovely pieces of equipment. ADAT light pipe gives you 10 inputs of these 2 beautiful things. We'll pack them back up now and we'll ship them off to the winner. Thank you ever so much. Have a marvelous time recording and mixing.